which one of you is next.
You guys, I will not lie to you and say that the movie completely terrified me. I was at IMAX sitting in my seat, literally clenching onto my seat like, ugh. So that's a testament to the movie itself. So I just have a few awesome questions to ask you guys. Specifically, this first one is pertaining to the expanded aspect ratio. So I know a lot of the sequences kind of open up when climatic moments happen, especially for specific characters. So kind of wanted to pick your brains on like the decisioning for that and why you guys decided to do that.
We worked really closely with IMAX. They came to us early in prep and explained all the different technologies, but also more importantly, how it could be a creative tool. How when you go into the aspect ratio, the IMAX ratio, is a really interesting choice. And you can cut to it or you can animate into it, you do all sorts of different things. And we really fell in love with the idea that we would use IMAX to actually be death. And so there's a specific shot in every single scene that death arrives where the camera pushes forward very slowly and dramatically. And we animate into the IMAX at the same moment. And it creates this feeling of sort of like falling into the movie because the camera's going forward and the IMAX is expanding. And it's right at the moment that death is arriving. So that there's this participatory element to watching the movie, that death comes when IMAX begins, which is really, really fun, and you can only see in IMAX.
Yeah, they're not releasing that version of the movie for streaming or home video. So it's only, it's a limited time version of the movie that you can only see in IMAX theaters, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I can tell when I was first watching it, I was like, oh, it's getting serious. Once those bands start opening up, I'm like, okay, something exciting is coming.
Well, the previous Final Destination movies have always like death has come on the wind or with a music cue or something like that. But to have an actual visual interpretation of when death arrives by using the IMAX aspect ratio, where you can feel it's suddenly getting more intense, was a really cool, creative tool.
Yeah, it was intense to say the least. So my next question kind of pertains to some things that we've kind of learned over at IMAX. Securing your roles as the directors for the film, we know that you did like this really big epic pitch. So we kind of wanted to learn a little bit of the story towards that.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a director trying to get a big studio movie, you basically have to audition like an actor does. You tell them what you would do if you got hired, and then you get called back, and we were working our way up the chain until we had our final round meeting with all the heads of New Line Cinema and all the producers, and trying to figure out what can we do to really show them we know what makes a great Final Destination movie. Well, like they say in writing, show, don't tell. So instead of just telling them how to make a great Final Destination kill, we realized the best way to do it would be to kill ourselves live on Zoom. And that's what we did. Next time we'll have to do it on IMAX somehow.
Yeah, definitely.